Greetings, Lighthouse Keeper. Welcome to the Art of the Mystic class. It starts tomorrow, so let's get started, shall we? What does it mean to be a mystic? It means to be someone who can feel the greater levels of what's going on in the world. Someone who taps into the inner knowledge that you have, that we all have, that's a part of being human. It's an aspect of being a person on this planet, and who uses it masterfully. And the idea is that once you get really used to this with the concepts and practices that you'll learn in this class, it will enhance everything in your life. Take a breath with me and let it out. And then on the next one, imagine that you're filling yourself with light as you inhale. And as you exhale, let it beam out from you and shine all around. I see you as a lighthouse and a lighthouse keeper. And as we go through this process of clearing, activating, and enhancing your ability to be this, I see the world glowing because of the work that you're about to do. So thank you for doing this with me. Class starts tomorrow, so I have some things to tell you, and I have some questions for you to ponder. We're going to start slow, and I think that's the best way to start. So, beginning tomorrow morning, you will wake up early. Early is good. You want to wake up earlier than you usually do. What I recommend, and what I find to be really, really magical, is waking up a little bit before dawn. Just a little. Just enough that the sky is still dark and you can feel the energy of the day coming. Because when you allow yourself to wake up before dawn, most people are still asleep, which means the mind realms are open in the world. Not a lot of people are thinking, not a lot of people are talking or worrying or being even. So you have space to access a lot more than you might ordinarily have. So before you go to bed tonight, since class does start tomorrow, and hopefully you've plotted out your 15 minutes in the morning and in the evening, and tonight, make sure you set up your altar space, your sacred space, whatever you want to call it, so that when you go to work at it tomorrow morning, when you're fresh out of bed, it will be easy thing. So, before you go to bed tonight, think about this, and then you'll write it as part of your practice in the morning. If you, who saw this course, signed up for this course, electrical cord, to power you, and gave it dollars and are giving it time and energy, there's a reason you did this. Why? Why did you do it? What do you want to happen? If you could have the perfect activation and mastery over thinking, feeling, acting, living in a world where your intuition is amazingly flowing and amazingly centered, what would it be like? Just allow yourself to ponder that. Set up your sacred space tonight, and before you go to bed tonight, set your journal right by your bed with the color pen that you'll be writing your dreams in tucked into the journal. We're going to do more of that next time, later, but now, just in case, I want you to wake up in the morning and just grab that pen and write down whatever it is that comes. Whatever, even if it's just 2 or 3 words. And if there's nothing there, no pressure. But if there is something there, you want it there. You don't even want to have to find a new page. You want to put your pen in the notebook where the next available page is. So, then you'll wake up tomorrow and you will sit in your sacred space and you will have your notebook there and perhaps light a candle if you chose to do that. But take a moment just to look around at your sacred space, to allow yourself to decide that this time is the time that you are working on your intuition, that you are working on your mystical ability, something that is natural and normal and sacred and holy. You're not going to let anything disturb you. If you have people who live with you in the house, get them to help. Talk to them tonight and say, this is when I'm going to do it. This is the time that I'm doing it, so please help. And then, as you're sitting there, after your candle is lit, take a few minutes and set your alarm clock. You can set a clock on your phone, you can set a timer, whatever you want. Take a few minutes just to breathe. This is how meditation begins. And even if you've been a meditator for years and years and years, I've been meditating every day for 15 years now. This is still a nice practice to do. Just set your clock for 3 minutes and just breathe and feel all those little tensions in your body release. Let your mind clear. Imagine that your mind is the sky and your thoughts are clouds, and just let them drift by. Just let them drift by. You'll see some might grab you more than others. The idea is just to be able to look through, because if you want to be able to access your mystical ability, which is why you're taking this course, then you need to be able to see beyond the chatter. So sit there for 3 minutes, breathe, allow yourself to drift. Don't be too hard on yourself if it's harder. Some days it's going to be easier, some days it's going to be harder. And then once your little alarm goes off, take another breath. Open up your journal to the place where, and use the next place available. Use the pen that you're going to be writing your musings with. And write what type of intentions you have. Why are you taking this course? If your life is perfectly, intuitively, mystically sound, what will it look like? What will you look like? What will you feel like to yourself, to others? What will it be like? Just envision it, because we want an endpoint for this class. And I'll give you a tip and a hypothesis. It's not going to be exactly what you're looking for. It's going to be hopefully even better. But you need to have something you're shooting towards, something to loose your arrow towards. So for the first days, 1, 2, and 3, beginning tomorrow, day 1, day 2, and day 3, in the morning, wake up, go sit in your sacred space, have your 3 moments of just silent, cloud drifty meditation. Then come out of that and write for about 5 minutes. Set your clock for 5 minutes. What will it look like, feel like, be like? How will your life be different when you are perfectly, mystically sound and developed and integrated? Then you will get up and do your movement, whatever your movement is, whatever the movement you chose is, and then go about your day. Throughout your day, set your clock twice. Sometime maybe late morning, sometime maybe afternoon, whatever works for you. And when the alarm goes off, take a moment, take a couple breaths just to breathe, and again, try to see through, behind your thoughts, behind what you're thinking about, behind what you're doing. Just allow yourself to feel that canvas that is you, the thing that is really you, not what you're doing, but you, truly you. And then at night, sit down, and with your musings pen, just write whatever interesting happened during the day. And then with your inspiration or visions pen, write any intuitive information that came across to you that day. Anything during those pause moments, and also in the morning, if anything comes to you during your meditation, feel free to write that down as well. But any pauses, any things that happen, any interesting stuff you want to record as part of this course, because our first 3 days, 1, 2, 3, you're setting the pillar, you're setting the foundations. And I have a couple more tips for you about this whole process. And the first one is be gentle. Be gentle with yourself. Don't go too hard. It's a constantly growing thing, intuition, and is a constantly developing thing, not just for us, but for our entire species, for humanity. You know, we've shut it down for so long that now it's time to bring it back proudly, unapologetically, with a vengeance, with a beautiful, loving vengeance. And so when you're working with this also, you don't have to tell anyone you're doing it. If someone's not encouraging about this, don't even talk to them about it. You don't need that junk on you. So this can be a private thing. If people around you are encouraging and open to it, absolutely feel free to share. But you don't have to push your beliefs on anybody. Every path is divine. Divinity and godhood flows through every single atom of creation and existence in the universe. So our path is just our path. Every path is the proper path. You don't have to proselytize. You don't have to tell anyone what's going on. But what you do have to do is be super clear and honest with yourself about what you're experiencing, or else you won't be able to get accurate information. So, super clear and honest. What's coming up for you? Do you have any fears? Do you have any doubts? Do you have any hopes, dreams about this process? At night, it's process time before you go to bed. You write down your processes. You write down any visions you had, any intuitions you had. And another tip I have for you is to really set this container strong, because on days where you don't want to do it, because you're not going to want to do it every day. Creating any new habit is hard. And so after maybe days 1 and 2, day 3, you might not feel like it. Or maybe the first week's going to be great and the next week you're not going to feel like it. Or maybe you're going to get sick. Or maybe someone's going to need something for you. Or maybe your schedule's going to change. So when that happens, fall back on your routine. That's why it's so important to have this container. If you can set this container and your body, mind, and spirit can get used to it happening, then you don't have to use that willpower every time. You only have to use it the first couple times, and then you can just set back into it. If you're tired and don't want to do your movement, just do it anyway. Set your clock, 5, 10 minutes, whatever. Just do the thing. Don't decide. Decide once, and then let that decision carry you through. So this is for days 1 and 2 and 3. Those are your assignments. Get up in the morning, write down your dreams or whatever comes to you. Go meditate for 3 minutes with the cloud sky visualization, and then write down what it is to be a perfectly aligned mystic in your opinion. Set your alarm for twice during the day to go off. When it happens, dig through what you're going through. Look through it at the deeper part of what's happening within you, and just make a note of it in your mind. At night, record those things, and also any other interesting intuitions that come, and any other kinds of works, of any other kinds of words that come. And also keep developing your intentions for this 2-week process. It's pretty quick, and it will go quick, but if you really show up, then it can be amazing, and this can be stuff that sticks with you from now on. So days 1 to 3, do this. On day 4, take a rest. Don't do any of this stuff. Let yourself process. Let yourself integrate. Sleep in later than you will be sleeping in for this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about your journaling. If you really want to, you can, but I would recommend that you don't. I recommend that you take a full day off on day 4. And that night, I'll be sending you another email to get you through days 5, 6, and 7. Sending you guys so much love. Thank you so much for taking this trip with me. I'm so excited about what it is we're going to experience during our time together. And when I think about sending my heart to you right now watching this, I think that I'm so proud of what we're doing here. I'm so proud that we are showing up. I'm so proud that after all the generations of being tortured and burned at stakes or hung or drowned or whatever has happened to us in our past times, or people like us, that we can still feel, look at us, we're showing up, we're back, we're getting all of it again. And what would life be like if that hadn't happened? Because it hasn't happened to us. So what would it be like if it hadn't happened? How would we be able to access our strength and our lucidity? That's what I want to bring in with this course. So, sending you guys so much love, and I'll see you again on day 4. Bye.